That's our ring time for Lum and Abner, brought to you by the makers of Alka-Seltzer.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in the Jotham Down store and Meadowlark restaurant. Lum has recovered from his fall and is now trying to remember how he made the famous Lumburger. Listen.
Well, Lum, why don't you just put any old thing in the world in that Lumburger?
No, it's got to be just like I made it for Mr. Duncan Hines.
Well, who's going to know the difference, Lum? You got that crowd of people starting to line up out in front of the restaurant there. All of them's wanting Lumburgers, so you better cook up something for them now.
Yeah, I know that. It's got to be just right. How did they all find out about them Lumburgers anyway?
Why, the news is spread all over town. After they found out that Mr. Duncan Hines liked that Lumburger, now everybody in town wants to try it, you know.
Strange.
But, Lum, these folks will never know the difference. They never have tasted a Lumburger before.
Abner, you don't seem to get the idea. Mr. Hines come in here, and I cooked up something great for him.
By accident.
Well, it don't matter how I done it. Point is that I cooked it, and it come out wonderful.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hines is going to recommend it.
I know it.
So it's got to be just exactly the way it was for him. If I done anything else, I wouldn't be keeping faith with him.
Well, I still don't know what you're going to do about all them folks who starting to line up out there. You made that public announcement over the party line, too, saying you was going to start serving your famous Lumburger at 2 o'clock today. Reckon most of them heard that, Lum. You got to go through with it.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe I oughtn't have did that. When I made that announcement yesterday, I thought sure I'd be able to recollect how I made that Lumburger by now.
Yeah. Well, let's go over it one more time. Maybe you'll get it this time, Lum. Now, what did you start out with?
Well, wait a minute. Let me stand right where I was at the other day.
Yeah.
I want to do everything just exactly like I done it then. Maybe it'll come to me.
That's a good idea.
Well, let's see now. I had my cooking chief's hat on, didn't I?
Well, you must have. You ain't hardly had that thing off since you went into the restaurant business.
All right, now, here I was, standing right here.
Yeah.
Mr. Hines was sitting right there.
Yeah.
And Willie the Boodler's friend was sitting over there.
And I was just serving him another plate full of chicken and pork chops.
Yeah. And then I decided I'd fry up Mr. Hines a hamburger. So I got out the hamburger meat and seen there wasn't enough left for a full sandwich.
Yeah.
So then I started looking around for something to put in it to make it big enough.
Yeah. And what was it you found to use?
Well, it was, God blame it, I just can't think of it.
Well, try hard, Lum. Think. Get your brains to working. Get them little wheels to spinning up there. What'd you put in it now? Come on. What was it?
Well, it was... I can't get it. Just can't get it.
Cheese?
No, we never had no cheese.
Bananas?
How could you put a banana in a hamburger?
I don't know. Bend it a little, I reckon. Fold it up.
Well, weren't that. Oh, if I just hadn't have fainted and hit my head on the stove, I could recollect what it was.
Now, you're sure that you put something in there, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, I had to.
Yeah, sort of meat that way.
And whatever it was, I sort of wrapped the hamburger around it so it all looked like hamburger to him.
A pork chop?
No, he served all them to that tramp friend of Willie's.
Yeah.
That King Florida, or Kling Florida, or whatever.
Yeah, that's Kling Florida, that's who it is.
Let's see now.
Was it some kind of meat?
I don't think so.
Vegetable or mineral? This is sort of like a game, ain't it? Heavy hangs over thy head. What ought the owner do to redeem
Abner,
it?
hush up. This is serious business.
Huh?
Here I am on the verge of getting world famous for my Lumburgers, and I can't recollect how I make them. Abner, after I was unconscious there, did Mr. Hines say what he thought was in that sandwich?
No, he never. Said he'd like to get the receipt for it, though.
So would I.
He said you might not want to give it out. Said lots of time big famous cooking chiefs kept their receipts a secret.
Maybe that's what I'm doing, keeping it a secret.
Well, maybe that's the thing for you to do, Lum.
Yeah, maybe you got an idea there.
Why, sure I have. When 2 o'clock comes, just go out and tell them folks that you can't make none of them Lumburgers because the Lumburger's a secret.
Well, wait a minute. I can't do that.
Well, tell them it's such a big secret that you don't even know it yourself.
Well, that's just plain ridiculous. Somebody's got to know the secret. And the way I look at it, it ought to be me.
Yeah, ought to be. Well, let's try it again, then. Doggies. Now, you taken the hamburger meat, and you stuffed something inside of it.
Yeah. Now, what was that?
Well, it was,
Think hard, Abner. What'd you put in there?
Well, first, I taken some,
Keep going.
I taken the... Well, wait a minute. I weren't the one that done this. It was you.
Yeah, what's the matter with
Here,
us?
bend over here, Lum. Let me look at that lump on your head again. I don't believe the swellings went down after all.
No, my head's all right. Just a little sore back there's all. Works all right for as that goes.
Well, it must have helped you then. Get it to working. More people lining up out there, and it's going to be 2 o'clock pretty soon.
Yeah, if I don't recollect this by 2 o'clock, I'll have to start looking around for some other line of work to go into. I know that.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What other line of work can you go into?
Well, I ain't give up yet. I'll think of this thing.
I seen an ad in the paper this morning. Said something about big opportunities for a lifetime's career or something like that. I'll get that thing.
Never mind, Abner. Let's see now. I taken the hamburger like this. I sort of opened it up on the inside of it. I put, did I put inside?
Here it is, Lum. Here it is. I've got it.
Well, what is it? Hurry up. Tell me. What is it?
This advertisement I read in the paper.
Oh, my goodness. I thought you recollected what I put in the hamburger.
Oh, it surely weren't nothing like this. Paper wouldn't taste no good. Mr. Hines said whatever it was tasted awful good. Must not have been paper, Lum.
Well, I never said it was, Abner. Why don't you stop getting them silly ideas and help me?
That's what I'm trying to do, is to help you. Here, now let me read this to you. A 3-year training course leads to a lifetime position.
Abner, I ain't got time to listen to that now. I started out with hamburger. I know that for sure.
High,
and I taken the bun.
High school or college graduates with good records. Well, you ain't no graduate. You got a good record, though. You ain't been in jail for over a year now. Times you was in, it was a mistake, sorta.
Abner, will you please haste that up?
Applicants must be between the ages of 17 and 35. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Your lifetime career just ended, Lum. You couldn't get under the wire if you added them 2 ages together.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, it's a shame you can't get in on this. It says here that salaries compare favorable with earnings and other occupations.
Well, here, let me see that.
But wait a minute. Don't be jerking and grabbing.
What line of work is that, anyway? Bank president?
No, it's Lum, get your hands off there. Let's see. Student nurses, that's what it is.
Nurses?
Yeah, it says right here. Check with your nearest hospital for complete information.
Oh, well, that's for girls.
Well, I don't believe they'd notice the difference if you wear that apron you got on.
Well, this is a cooking chief's apron. Not no nurse's outfit.
Yeah, it says here, too, Lum, that there's a big demand for Army nurses. It says Army hospitals now caring for wounded and otherwise disabled men from the recent war have urgent need for the return of 750 Army nurses.
Abner, I told you I ain't interested in that.
Well, no, Lum, but some other folks might be. We ought to tell everybody we can. They need
Well,
them.
tell them. Don't be telling me about it.
I will. I'll make an announcement over the party line. Get these girls around here. It was in the Army nurses.
I ain't the type for it myself.
No.
Now, let's see. I've just got to figure this out.
Thank goodness he ain't the type. I'd hate to have to wait on me.
Abner, what do you think would taste good with a hamburger?
Well, personal, I like a cup of coffee with it, Lum.
A cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Well, you can't put coffee inside of a hamburger.
No, not unless you leave it in a cup. That'd make it hard to eat.
Let's see now.
Crunchy.
Standing just about right here, and I had to step over this way to get the hamburger meat. And Abner, I thought I told you to mop up back here.
Huh?
There's jelly or jam or something spilled all over the floor back here. Keep stepping in it.
Oh, them's fig preserves, Lum.
Well, whatever they are. Get them out of here. Can't think if I keep getting my feet stuck to the floor.
Yeah, well, Elizabeth cooked them up. We brung them over here the other day and give them to that friend of Willie's the Boodler's.
I don't care where they come from. Mop them up.
Yes, sir. I'll tend to it.
Lumburger. What would a feller put in a Lumburger? I'd write Duncan Hines and ask him what he thought was in it, but I hate to admit to him I don't know how to make them.
Yeah, here, step aside, Lum. I can't mop with you standing there.
Well, get some water. You can't do no good with a dry mop.
This one's kind of damp. I'll get what I can with it.
Oh, for goodness sakes, Abner. Here, give me
Well,
that
wait a minute,
mop.
Lum. Here, Lum, watch out. You're going to trip there. Look out, Lum. Oh, me. He hit his head on the stove again. Lum, can you hear me, Lum?
Oh.
It's me, Abner, your old pal. Are you hurt, Lum?
Me, oh, my head.
Here, I'll get you some water, Lum.
Oh, my head. Oh, my goodness, blood.
Huh? Oh, no, that's fig preserves there, Lum.
Fig preserve.
Yeah,
Aye, Granny's, Abner, that's it.
that's what I said.
No, I mean, that's what I put in the hamburger.
Fig preserves?
Why, sure, fig preserves, right in the middle of the meat. Then you spread some peanut butter on a bun.
Ah.
That's it. Aye, Granny's, help me up, Abner. I got another jar of them fig preserves, and then unlock the door. Tell them to come on in and get the biggest one treat they ever sunk their teeth into. Lum Eddard's world-famous Lumburgers. Get the griddle hot.
Well, Chief Edwards rides the range again. Everything from Lumburgers to elephant sandwiches.
Listen again every weekday at this time for Lum and Abner Down in Pine Ridge. Brought to you by the makers of Alka-Seltzer and One-A-Day brand vitamins. Gene Baker speaking.